This episode of the Italian Wine Podcast is brought to you by the new book, Sangiovese, Lambrusco, and Other Vine Stories. Researchers Attilio Scienza and Serena Imazio explore the origin and ancestry of European grape varieties in a tale of migration, conquest, exploration, and cross-cultural exchange. Hardback available on Amazon in Europe, Kindle version available worldwide. Find out more at ItalianWineBook.com.
Italian Wine Podcast. Chin Chin with Italian wine people.
Hello, this is the Italian Wine Podcast with me, Monty Waldin. My guest today is Lamberto Frescobaldi. Lamberto has previously been on the Italian Wine Podcast. I think it was probably a year or two ago. Today you're going to talk about a specific project that you've created. Can you give us the name of the project?
The project is Frescobaldi per il Sociale, and it's...
So what does that mean in
English? What does it mean in English? It's the Frescobaldi is involved for social activity in the respect of the society, and doing something good for the society.
Okay, so just enlighten us. What is the project? What are you doing?
The project is about producing a wine in a prison on the island of Gorgona. It's an island off the coast of Tuscany, straight west of Livorno, 22 miles off. Livorno is island prison, has been a prison since 1869.
Wow. It's a small island though, isn't it?
It's a tiny island, 400 acres, so 200 hectares. It's quite high, 220 meters on the sea level. Not much land, it's really a rock.
Okay, and how big is the vineyard then?
The vineyard is, when I began in 2012, it was 1 hectare. Oof. And now it's 2.3.
Right, and how many prisoners are
on the prison? In the island, there are over 100, and 18 of them are involved in the vineyard. We have shifts on the vineyard, but not in the cellar. The cellar, we want to have one inmate for good, because for good means for 1 single year, and we had inmates for 3 or plus years. And this is the thing: we give a chance to 2 inmates, and we hire them, because that's the thing. It's about hire them. We pay a rent at the government for using the vineyard and the cellar, and we hire these people and we pay them like anybody else. So they consider that they are at the end of their sentence. They're going to be on the island for another 3, 4, max 6 years. They will leave the island with some money that will help them to be reintroduced in the regular society.
And they're going to gain skills as well, aren't they?
They're getting skill. They're getting one important thing. It's not really getting skill about vineyard management or cellar. It's about getting the pride of doing something and be paid for that. You and I let me talk about me. I never thought about that. Some people out there that have never ever been regularly paid for what they're doing. And so they do not have that, and so then they do something wrong, and they go to jail, and there it comes, and it has happened that some inmates came up to me and saying, "Thank you, this is my first check ever."
Really? So how old are? Is there a big age range? Are they juvenile offenders, or are they?
There are people that have been sentenced to jail for more than 20 years, often 20, 30 years. So there are people that they're doing the mistake when they were in their 20s. So there are pretty much people that are in the 40s and 50s.
Wow, yeah, it's puts things in perspective. And do you get a lot of inquiry from does your agent in America, for example, are they interested in this, or is it like, this is a sideshow, we're just more interested in your Brunellos and your...
No, they're interested. They're interested. Of course, this is a project has to be explained, but we have We have the summer I was in Athens, just to tell you, in Athens, because I went there for holiday and I stopped in Athens, and a person said, can I went to a store and this person came up to me and said, "Are you Frescobaldi? Yeah. Can I buy 60 bottles of Gorgona?" And I looked at Athens is falling apart. The economy is a disaster, but maybe it's not true. Actually, maybe the economy is not so bad, and so we had a request of 60 bottles. That usually we never give 60 bottles to one circle, but to be very honest, I shipped 60 bottles because I was touched by that request.
So what kind of, just the kind of least important question probably for this interview is what is the wine actually made from?
The wine is made from two varieties, Vermentino and Anzonica, two white varieties that they are historically being planted on the coast of Italy from all the Liguria, so Genova, all the way down to Sicily and Sardinia, of course. Vermentino and Sardinia is very important. So these two varieties make up the wine, 50-50% blend. And it gives the uniqueness. The Vermentino has more body, but the Anzonica gives a good fresh acidity that allows the wine to age nicely.
So in terms of, you talked about the winemaker, he's or she, I presume they're all male.
The male. Yeah.
So
96% population in prison is male.
Okay, and is there a particular demographic? They all Italian?
No. There are different countries where they come from. Various.
And do they sort of get on with each other? I know that's a bit of a silly question, but
no, they. Gorgona is an island where there are 100 inmates. The rest of Italy, there are 77,000 people are presently in jail. Those 100 inmates are selected very, very tightly, and they're not allowed to do mistakes there, because if not, they're going to be sent back to the other prisons where they see blue sky for 2 hours a day. Max. Instead, there is a totally different jail where people are actually sent to place A to place B to do some things, and they do not have the policeman behind them.
So it's up to them to learn a bit of responsibility.
It is up to them. You have to think that if there is a person that has been to jail, sentenced to jail for 30 years, and then they've been in jail for 25 years, and and they have had some discount on the time, and maybe that's they are the last 3 years. Why the hell you want to do something wrong the last 3 years or escape? No, they are pretty much calm.
See, some people would say you're condoning, criminal behaviour. How would you answer that?
I would answer that no matter what, if we accept it or we do not accept it, these people are going to leave the prison. And this is something difficult to accept, but these people are going to be set free. And being set free, it means that they will have a chance. They will do a crime again, and 85% the people that are in jail were in jail, or go back to the real world, start working, and actually start paying taxes and pay back their time in jail. That is, by the way, is around 200 euros per day per person. So, you tell me, what is the best? Is it the best to have them leave the prison angry, aggressive, and do a crime again, or go in the world in the real world again? And from what I've seen, and it's our experience, 100% of the people that leave Gorgona have a job, and they're back in the real life again.
We'll get right back to the Italian Wine Podcast after a quick reminder that this episode is made possible by the book Sangiovese, Lambrusco, and Other Vine Stories, available on Amazon in Europe and Kindle worldwide.
How do they, just say I'm one of the inmates and I work on your vineyard and I leave the vineyard, and maybe I can't write, and maybe not well educated. Do you ever get inmates writing to you saying thank you very much? Or
No. No. They on the island, when I see them, sometimes people come up to me and say thank you, or they do something. This is a gift for you, and every time they have a gift, they give me some gift, and sometimes when it's one-to-one relation with some of them, then they come up to me and say thank you, and I say do not thank me. Do not thank me. I'm not doing nothing special. It's you are the author of your life, of yourself. So if you do a mistake, you're going to be in jail again. And if you do a mistake, you're going to be kicked out from the project. So you have to be responsible. I'm not doing anything. I'm not choosing the inmates. I'm hiring them. I'm giving them a job, and hopefully put them in the track of being proud again of what they're doing, and give them a hope of a better life. Then it's up to them.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the demographic of the people that are in there, I mean, I imagine many of them didn't have a great education. But are there some of them that maybe did and just went off the, came from good families, maybe good schooling, and they just went off the rails for whatever reason?
Yes.
How do they feel more? Do you feel that they identify with you more? You know, you've got a title, you're a famous guy, you've got land and all the rest of it. Do they sort of see you as a friend, or as a gullible guy that can't see that we're still really bad and he's given us this little job?
Look, I could answer you that we are there since 2012, so it has to be quite a number of years. And people, when they leave the prison, we allow them to come and work for us for 1 solid year. After that solid year, I believe that they are ready to fly with their own wings. And so we give them the opportunity. They feel then strong again, and hopefully not do another mistake. This summer we actually had 8 people working in our vineyards from the prison of Livorno and Gorgona. So they know that this is not the game, neither for me, that I have devoted a lot of time to this project. When I go to the island, now I go a little bit less, but in the past I used to go very often, more than once a month. It's a full day that you cannot do nothing else than be there, and then chat with them, chat with the police. So also the police is the one that have seen that we are not a meteora. A meteora is the
meteorite. Yeah, that just passes there 1 second and gone the other.
Exactly. I remember once a person said to me, what a lovely story, terrific story. It was a guy of communication and said, now let's do something else. And I said, you didn't understand. You didn't understand. For the first year, I didn't do one single communication. I didn't want people to. No, I don't want to feel I'm a great shot about doing this. I'm a regular person that wants to be of some help in the society. I've had a good life. I have a lovely family, 3 lovely kids. I'm lucky. I'm damn lucky. And some people have not been so lucky like myself. So when you've received a lot from life, you have to also give back.
Interesting. I mean, do you think sometimes the wine trade is a little bit aloof? Maybe like other industries, we're very much focused on, our main discussions are terroir and auction prices and point scores and things like that. Do you think in terms of you?
Look, this project here, I tried. Very few wine critics have tasted this wine because I don't ship it to them. I do not want to be said, how good it is. This is a 98. Man, I'm glad. I'm so glad about it. But I don't want. I don't want to be taken on the podium because the wine is not only is a good story, is good. I think that the wine is good. The wine it deserves attention. It deserves the high price that is sold at. But this is not a commercial thing. This is about be ethical and responsible. And when you wake up in the morning, you go in the bathroom and you wash your face, and then you look yourself in the mirror. You ask yourself, do I have to do something beyond what I'm doing? And to feel I have to excuse myself to so many things I've had of positive in my life. I hope that people will understand that out there are some people that they are not lucky. By the way, the inmates that they are in the island of Gorgona, they are people that have nothing to do with sexual crimes and nothing to do with mafia crimes. So there are mistakes, solid, unfortunately, sometimes blood mistakes, but there are those mistakes that where your brain shuts down for a few minutes, and everybody has. Have you ever think that when you are you're driving your car and you're there queuing bumper to bumper, and some brilliant, aggressive, stupid, or how can you call it? I can't say by a word in
Idiot.
English, but idiot is strong enough, and cuts you.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I'm gonna kick this person, and you should count to 10, and then you should ask yourself those 5 meters, 15 whatever feet that you lost because a person cut you in. Forget it, let him go. Because unfortunately, I had an inmate once that he got mad and he punched the person. If you punch hard a person, you can kill him. And if you kill him, your life also finishes.
Yeah.
And you go to jail. Very clear. I'm not against, I'm not a sweetheart. If you do a mistake, you pay for the mistake. I believe that the director of the island, 2012, told me that after that you've been sentenced to jail, and by the way, they've been judged, and you are Mr. Nobody to judge them again, so they've already been judged. The purpose of you is to help them not to do a mistake again, period. So when they leave the island, they have a good pocket money. That can be more than a pocket money, between 20, 30, 40,000 euros in their bank account, and they can say no to do another mistakes.
Can you tell me the story? Last time I saw you, maybe the time before, that you had a story about leaving money in a wallet, and can you tell me that story?
Yeah, no, I've seen that with these people, you can really give them a wallet with 100 bill euro and giving the wallet to them, or leave it there and then come after 3 hours at the end of the day and the wallet is untouched, or this person handed me the wallet saying, you left this, and
you left your wallet lying around. Here it is.
Yeah, untouched. So there are people that they don't have much money, but yesterday on the newspaper I read about this guy from Senegal that found a Daytona, and he gave it back to the owner, and he was hired. It was in the newspaper yesterday. So there are some people out there that they are
fundamentally good, but they make a mistake.
They make a mistake. And by the way, the wine is good, and that is a great help.
I think it's also important because it also lends credibility. This isn't just a charity game. This is about results, not just organoleptically in our little wine bubble, but actually much more importantly socially, because our social structures are under enormous strain at the moment, I think, for various reasons. Our climate's under strain, and that's going to put even more pressure on social structures, who has food and who doesn't. I think what's interesting about what's happening in the West now is we've lived a life of privilege, because very few, some people are poor obviously, but generally, we have healthcare and we have streets and lights and policemen and all the rest of it. And now with climate change, we are going to start struggling, I think, with crop supply, for example, with torrential rains. We've seen in Montalcino some of the torrential rain. So we are going to experience, I think, some of those hardships. And it's important that we realise that we are incredibly fortunate.
Yeah.
We are incredibly. We just have no idea how fortunate we are.
Yeah.
And when we make mistakes, they're often minor ones, and we can be excused, as you said, with the example of the road. But if you don't have anything and you punch somebody pretty hard and he falls backwards and breaks his skull, then you think, I didn't really mean to do that. It was a moment of madness. He's going to go to jail for 15 years. Yeah. So I know you're very attached to your project.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really glad you've come in and explained it.
Thank you.
Really, really great. And you've spoken with great clarity and emotion.
Grazie mille.
Ottimo lavoro.
Grazie mille.
Grazie a te.
Listen to all of our pods on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and on ItalianWinePodcast.com. Don't forget to send your tweets to @ItaWinePodcast.